Hello and welcome to Blue Collar Performance. Today, build summary on the Pinto. So this is my 72 Pinto wagon that I've named the $2 horse. You know, there's an old saying, you know, he put a $10 saddle on a $2 horse. And that's kind of what's happening here. Except the saddle is going to be in here. Okay, so I went ahead and did a bunch of this off camera because this video is getting long enough. As you can see, we're going to have the main harness running out of there, and then these few little handful of wires. We've got our tack wire. This is the one wire that triggers this relay and turns the whole box on. It'll trigger all the rest of these relays, power everything up, and then 5 fuses. Obviously, I've got to hook up, you know, I've got some grounds to hook up and stuff, but we're pretty much there working with my exhaust motors because you can see, and this wheel isn't turned all the way, it's going to hit the tire. So I'm going to have to get kind of creative there, make something work. But my goal is to get a stub down to the bottom of the firewall. Kind of, you can see this just dips in here, tucks in by that pipe, gives me, it'll rub just the tiniest little bit at full turn, but that's all I can get out of it. That's all the space I've got to work with. You can see I'm very, very close to my control arm. I'm tucked all the way up in here with that one. That's just as good as it's gonna get. So anyway, I'm gonna pop this off and finish weld it. So as you can see, I've got the intake pulled back off of it, but I went ahead and finished the exhaust. It comes out down here, did a side exit, then went back here, and I don't know if you can see that with that flip or not, but got the 8.8 in it. Drive shafts in. Just used the Explorer. Oh gosh. Flat plates on the bottom, there we go, and I had to trim the things right there on the bottom of the leaf spring. I had to trim those back, but it all fit pretty good. I think it's gonna work just fine. Had to modify my lower neck. It's a swivel neck, so I had to make it where it goes straight down, so it'll be a straight shot into the into the radiator, little straight hose. And this guy, you know, the water pump, had to build a little jog in that and had to cut that bracket where the upper radiator hose will come through it, which it'll hook up right there to the upper water neck. I already test fitted that, everything's cool there. Okay, so we got our turbo drain welded in and got the dipstick welded in. I did have to go back over it right there in that one spot and kind of clean it up. I did have a little leak. I may still have one. Hang on. When it comes to aluminum, as you can tell by looking, I'm one of them sometimes welders. Sometimes it looks good. Sometimes it looks like Stevie Wonder did it with his feet. But it just is what it is, you know? Two fails in a row.
Damn, you a dumb sumbitch.
Okay, got 3/16 brake line, thinking that, hey, 72 Pinto looks like 3/16, sure at least 3/16. It's not, don't know what it is. But my tube diameter, if I can hold that up there, is the same. So what I'm going to do is cut off the stock flare nut and reflare the 3/16 tubing with stock flare nut. So as you can see, you know, I was talking about raising the hood. I kind of opted out of that because as I did a little more research on the car, I figured out that I'm the third owner of this car. It was bought brand new in Berryville, Arkansas. I live in Harrison, Arkansas. It's never gone far. I, you know, obviously put wheels on it, but I'm the third owner of this car. It's 100% original paint. I can't prove it, but as near as I can tell, it's 26,000 original miles. The rear bumper was trashed on it, so what I ended up doing was putting a 68 Camaro rear bumper on it, and I did have to modify the brackets a little bit to make it work, but I think it came out pretty good. The angle's a little funky right there at the edge, but I think if you don't know it, you probably won't see it. And 8.8 is in it, all working good. The interior, I redid all the interior, newer door rubbers, new belt moldings. Had the dash, which was all cracked to pieces. I ended up fiberglassing over that and body working it out, and had it upholstered. And the seats are all diamond tuck. Then I had the headliner all done. Ooh, that camera does some crazy stuff. Carpet in the car was so nice, I literally just pressure washed it and put it back in. The only thing is it's got spots where it had a console, so I kind of did the best I could there, but you know, not too big of a deal. And then in the back here, I had this little carpet cover made, but I'm gonna go ahead and yank this out. I went inside, I painted everything. You know, it was all apart, everything was painted. I've still got the factory spare tire cover, but obviously, you know, we're different size tires and wheels than what I had originally. So under here now resides the battery. And I built this little aluminum battery tray for it to hold it in place, and everything runs through grommets. And anyway, I'm gonna turn the camera off before I kill me or you or somebody else, and I will bring you guys back once I get to the shop. So one more thing I want to say, this is one of my favorite things about this car. It's like when I give it a little and let off, so I'm doing 70 and a 40. I'm going to slow lift and I'll show you guys around underneath. I did end up on the gas tank pulling it back out and putting a sump on it, because I got to thinking about this up here, and I decided that, you know, this thing's gonna, you know, slosh fuel away from it and starve the pump. I put an AEM 400 pump on it. Been happy with that to this point. Everything's, you know, I used a hydraulic hose here. That's just something I do sometimes. And, you know, -6, the return. Let me see if I can get this light turned on here. Let's see if we can see. Yeah, there's the return fitting. It goes in right there. You can see everything's filthy. I drive it, you know, it's just something I enjoy driving. Got the 8.8 in it, disc brakes, Explorer rear end, factory width. And the tranny cooler hanging out back here under the rear passenger seat. And I tried to do a pretty decent job, you know, putting everything in insulated clips, and at points I didn't have enough clips, so some things got zip tied. Then up here we've got a little issue with the undercoating flaking off because I did not clean it well enough before I sprayed undercoating, and the cotton picking, you can see right there, the rear end housing is flexing enough under, you know, like full tilt buggy for 1-2 shift. It's hitting the floorboard, and but under here everything's cool, you know. It's not it may seep a little. Well, maybe I didn't get that thing all the way sealed, but yeah, that's what I say. It's 700 miles worth of driving and whatever. Anyway, torque converter, ended up putting a BTE in it because the Jegs torque converter was junk. There's the notch I made in the cross member. You can see why I had to do that, to clear the oil filter lines. And the engine goes in and out way better now with the notched cross member up here. Got the oil filter hanging out over here in the fender, and you know, hot side's all holding up good. Everything seems to be happy and healthy. All the lights work. Just a fun little car, you know. 91 octane pump gas street car, and I just enjoy the heck out of it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I know it was kind of a trip down memory lane for me, you know, grabbing all those clips and putting them together. But it's been a fun little car, and got some stuff coming up I'm going to do with it, and we'll just keep right on there. But anyway, as always, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you'll join me next time.